Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Kade, and this wonderful lady right next to me is starring in an awesome new show on CBS. It's called Kevin Can Wait, and it premieres tonight. We're chatting all about it. Get ready for a great day behind the velvet rope. Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Kade. Erinn Hayes, congratulations! I was just saying, you get to work with like the man himself.
The man himself, Mr. James.
I mean, this guy, everything he touches turns to gold, and you get to play his wife.
It's been really fun. He's great. He's such a gifted comedic performer, and he's also a really generous performer too. He wants us all to succeed, and they want to write funny stuff for all of us. It's been a real delight.
All right, so you get the call. You're going to be working with one of the biggest sitcom stars of a generation. What's your reaction?
I was thrilled. You know, when I had first read the script, I was a little bit nervous about it just because I live in Los Angeles and I have a husband and 2 kids and a very rooted life down there. But then kind of sat with it. It's like, you know, if I'm going to do it, if I'm going to jump into sitcom world again, there's no better coattails to jump on than Kevin James. Like, I enjoy what he does. He's just a funny man. So getting a chance to work with him was a big draw. I was thrilled about that. When I flew in to audition and meet them, and you walk into this room of 8 dudes, and I was like, oh, you know, and then we did our scene, and it was fun, and then we had a good and easy chemistry. So then I got very excited, fingers crossed, and then got the call that I got it. So it's like freaking out about moving, but also just freaking out about this incredible opportunity.
The audition process, if I was an actor or actress, would absolutely drive me berserk.
It's not great.
How do you temper your hopes in that type of situation?
It's hard. You try to trick yourself. You go well, yeah. Well, one side of your brain and your heart is going, God, I really want this. It could change this and that, and it would be a great chance to work with this person and that person. I've never got a chance to do this or that. The other part of you is going, but I probably won't get it. I'm probably not going to get it. I mean, most jobs, when you start auditioning a lot, most jobs you don't get. That's just the way it goes. There are a lot of people seen for every role, and most likely you're not going to get it. So you're playing this balancing act of I'm probably not going to get it, I'm probably not going to get it, it'd be so great if I got it. And you never, I never realized how much hope I have in my body that I'm going to get something until you don't get it. And then you're or you do get it, and you're either so excited or you're so down, and all that energy either is rewarded or is completely drained. And then if I don't, I usually take a day. I let myself be sad. And
just lay in bed and
then
eat cookies.
I'll just not eat, yes and no, because I have a life and things to do, but just let myself be sad and mourn it for a little bit while I go about my regular life. And then the next day it's let's get to getting again. But this experience, I will have to say, has been incredible from the beginning. Once I got the call that I got it, I was so excited, and of course then had to plan my move out here and what that looked like, and
just
jumping in.
What can people expect from this family? It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to watch, but what can people expect though?
It's a very fun family sitcom. You can watch it with your whole family. I think people are going to find it highly relatable. I mean, it's a lot about expectations, you know. He is retiring after 20 years on the force with his buddies. They're all retiring together. And cops can retire after 20 years. So you get a bunch of guys in their mid-40s who are retired. 40s is still pretty young. You've got a whole lot of life left to live. And so he's thinking Party City. He's thinking, mini golf and day drinking and bows and arrows. And I think as a wife, I'm thinking, you'll be around more, let's help out a little bit, let's bring him back into family life. So it's these different expectations of what's gonna happen now that he's retired.
She's kept secrets from him as well. There's a whole family dynamic there, right, that he didn't know about.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's all done. She's like, how much can I give away and how much can't I?
I do believe it's all done in the vein of, hey, you've got this scary, big, important job. I'm just gonna run the house and I'm gonna make decisions and I'm gonna do this. You don't need to be involved in all these decisions. You've got bigger fish to fry. So yeah, there might be some things that he was not aware of. There's nothing, I don't think it's anything, you know, there's no dead bodies in the basement. Or is there?
That's episode 8. Episode 8.
Right.
That Kevin James discovers a dead body.
No, someone's going to be murdered every week. That's for sure on our show. That's the one weird sitcom thing that we're going to do. No, it's not true.
It's like How to Get Away with Murder meets the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, it's great for families.
So when you look at the modern day sitcom today, especially families, how is something like this different than what we used to see 10, 15, 20 years ago?
I don't know that it is so much. I do think there are a lot of sitcoms now that, I mean, I think we're more in line with the sitcoms that were those kind of classic.
So it's more of a traditional feel to it.
It's a traditional feel to it. It's not, the basic premise isn't one of like being, you know, we're not super broke, we're not like recovering alcoholics, which there's a lot of comedy to be mined in those, and those are wonderful sitcoms. But we're a traditional family sitcom, and it's fun, and you can watch with the whole family.
You'd mentioned comedy, and I watch some of these shows, and I think to myself, it is so hard to make people laugh. I mean, it is hard.
It's hard.
To land jokes, to have the right chemistry. What makes, I mean, you've been doing everything from Housewives of Las Vegas to Children's Hospital. I mean, you've kind of run the gamut. How do you know when something's funny?
The crew laughs.
Is that really like the secret?
I think that's the secret, is that when, especially on a single camera show that's shot more like a movie, when there's just everybody behind the scenes has to be quiet. If they really laugh, and then, or if like they call cut and then you hear people giggling, you're like, oh, okay, all right, that's good. But when the audience comes in on Friday nights to shoot our show, you can definitely tell the jokes that are really funny are the ones that get big laughs take after take. You know, if something gets like way less laugh the second time, you're like, well, it's a funny joke, it's not great. But the ones that just keep going and going, you're like, yeah, because it's funny, or that are funny all week long during rehearsals. Because we start rehearsals on Monday and then we build up to a tape night on Friday.
Do you stay mostly to the script, or will there actually be improv involved when you get to Friday?
There's some improv involved, but there's very little. We are shooting a play every week, you know, and the writers work very hard to write funny jokes for us. So for the most part, you can talk to the writers and be like, hey, can I say this? Can I switch this up? Can I throw this line in at the end? Or can I throw a little something in at the end? And if they got what they needed, then yes, you can. But there's not a ton, not on a sitcom.
What makes Kevin so good? You know, there's so many comedians out there, but this guy, whether it's movies or TV, he crushes it. What makes him so good?
I was trying to think about that the other day, and I do believe that he has such a natural way of delivering lines. He underplays it. He doesn't, it's not forced. He's very grounded in his comedy and his delivery. But then and his delivery is not what you'd expect. It's not what you'd expect all the time. He'll take a line and it's just inflected in different ways, and I don't know, it's so relatable, and he's a regular guy. I
think that's his charm.
That's his
just the average dude, and people connect to him.
Yeah, everybody, you know, everybody's got a friend that's
Kevin James.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of Kevin Jameses in my life, I feel like.
I love it. Being a West Coast girl, coming out here, and the stuff in the script that makes me the happiest is what him and his friends be like, listen, guy. And they broke it down to me the other day about all the different ways in which you could call someone guy, like guy, or like, hey, guy. Like it's not, my husband and his friends don't ever say guy to each other. They don't call each other guy. And there's something that's so, like, I know these are all big, tough guys, but there's something so cute about it. I'm like, you guys are cute. You guys like each other. You guys are friends.
I love looking around the TV landscape. Obviously, we had the Emmys last night, and you look around and you see so many incredible roles for females right now. I mean, look at the nominees from Tatiana Maslany, who won, to Taraji, to Viola, and then you have the comedy side. You have like the Amy Schumers of the world and Julia Louis-Dreyfus. What do you think about the state of female roles in Hollywood right now?
I mean, I know there's a lot of people love to discuss, like, it's a tricky question to answer because, yes, there are a lot of great roles right now. And then I still get my bristles up a little bit when I'm watching a movie with my family or something and there's one female and she barely speaks, you know?
It's true.
And there's nobody like bats an eye at a movie where every scene is 10 dudes. But people, you know, so I think there's still so much work to be done to create characters that are well-rounded and interesting and flawed and just human beings, just regular human beings who are women. But yes, the train seems to be on the move, and I think the last stop is progress. I don't know where I was going with that, but I'm excited for the conversations about creating better roles for women, the conversations about diversity, the conversations about all of that is an exciting time, and hopefully real change can come so that TV and film can look more like our world, where it's not a big deal, like where people don't lose their minds because 3 Ghostbusters are women. Like
that annoyed the crap out of me. By the way,
terrible. It was terrible, and it was just a bunch of babies getting their, you know, it was annoying.
I know. I was just chatting with Anne Hathaway at the Toronto International Film Festival, and she's in the new Ocean's. It's now Ocean's 8 remake, which is all female, and she's like, "Why is this even a conversation?" And I'm like, "I agree with you. It's crazy."
Yeah.
How's this different than doing Children's Hospital, by the way? So Children's Hospital was a total far cry from this. How's it different for you?
It's very different. You know, Children's Hospital was a show we shot 6 weeks every year.
It's hilarious, by the way.
It was like everybody coming together, whatever cast was available, and you came together and you got all the scripts all at once and you shot. We would do a show every 2 days. So you'd have one director that did 2 shows in 4 days. And we would, so it's fast. And it was fun, but it's such a different sensibility than this where you take a week and you rehearse it and you fine tune it and you figure out what works, and in a slower moving kind of process. That process was like, you get on set, you try to figure out what's the funniest, they're throwing new lines at you from off camera, you're really just like working out quick bits. And you didn't have to worry about character arc or, what did we do last episode? Because I need to, be consistent. Like every show was a complete starting from scratch, except our characters' names and like the basic things. Like there was no continuity. One episode you're married to one person, and the next one you're in a relationship with someone else, and there's no explanation, and there doesn't need to be. So it was really like a show based around bits. It was fun.
I loved it, by the way.
Thank you, me too.
I think Children's Hospital is hilarious.
It was like really to this day, the best job of my career. Like as a whole, I'm excited to see what this job can be, and this is already gearing up to be a whole different kind of beast and with different rewards, and but that was like it was like a comedy summer camp. It was the best.
Does it blow your mind when you look at this and you're like, all right, we're on CBS, we're in prime time. Like this is like the home run of TV for an actress.
I've really never had a show that was so set up to succeed in a good way. Like they're behind it 100%, and the network loves Kevin James, and they've been very happy with what we've done so far. So I'm just kind of thrilled to be a part of it and to do something like this that I've never done before. Our success or our failure, it's all going to be on us. We can't say like, well, they didn't advertise. His face is on every bus in New York City. His face is on every taxi. Like, someone was asking me when is it going to be on about a month ago, and I said, don't worry, honey, you will not be unaware of this show.
You won't be able to leave your house without seeing us.
Yeah, right? So, I'm excited to just get it out there and see what it does and see what could come of it.
Assuming it's an enormous hit, and that's a very safe assumption, Does it scare
There's
you?
no safe assumptions
No, that's true.
in Hollywood. There's none.
It's Kevin. Everything's a hit.
Stop
the guy plays a
famous
mall
last,
cop in it.
famous last words.
But does it scare you if this thing, and you're going to be recognized on the streets, and all of a sudden,
I don't think too much about that. I take it as it comes. It's like, again, there's no assumption. You can't. You just
That's
can't
the actor's
assume
mentality.
anything in television, because if you do, then you're going to get let down really hard. So whatever happens. I just hope people like the show. I hope people watch it. I hope they want to come back for episode 2. You know, like I was saying, I hopped on his coattails and I am ready to ride them off into the sunset. Should that be a nice place to go?
My final question, what are you doing for tonight's premiere?
We are going to a restaurant on Long Island, and we are going to watch it all there together. I'm sure we're going to live tweet it and take some photos and try to get people talking, and just the whole cast and crew are going to come and have a good old Long Island time.
That's a party I'd love to be at.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
It looks
you
like
so
it's
much.
going to be super hilarious. Like I said, I mean, you've got the dude who just crushes it involved, and
Yeah, he's great.
I love this. I love that it's a return to the traditional family, because we're seeing so much offbeat stuff, which is great too.
Yeah.
But it's great to just see a good family have to deal with everyday stuff and just make people laugh again. Like, that's what we need. We need a ton of laughter right now.
We will be your safe comedy space.
You're awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.